Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. You know what I'm going to talk about tonight? Comparison. Comparing yourself. It's about to be the weekend. It's Friday. And you know on Friday you say, ooh, I don't have a date, or I don't like what happened, and something going on, and all the foolishness starts in your head. And then you start thinking about escaping the trap of comparison. That's what I want to talk about. Because I've heard too many people doing this. I'm thinking like, why are you doing this? Why are you comparing yourself or comparing your life to somebody else's life? Anyway, have you ever noticed that comparison is a game that nobody wins? You cannot win the game of comparison. You cannot win. Let me give you an example. If I compare myself to someone who has more money, so I'm a millionaire, but that person's a trillionaire, then I'm thinking how poor I am. Oh, I'm a trillionaire, but they got something else now. Or I'm, what is it, billionaire. I want to be a billionaire, but I'm a millionaire. Oh my God, I'm not a billionaire with a B. I'm just a millionaire like everybody else. See it? You can't win. You can't win. You can't win. If I compare myself to a person who travels more, and you say, oh my God, Skip is going here, and Frank Turpin is going there, and who else going? Some places. Just lots of peak places that I like on Facebook. I see you traveling all across Africa, different places, and then you see them having a great time. You think, God, oh my God, I'm not doing that. Well, you can do it. You could do it, but don't compare yourself to it. Just in other words, send them a note in Facebook and say, enjoy yourself. Oh, send me some more pictures. Get into it vicariously, but don't compare yourself. I compare myself to someone younger. I feel older. Well, baby, hey, my birthday is August 2nd. I'll be 84, okay? So I don't really have anybody to compare myself to because everybody's younger. Everybody's younger. And sometimes I do get a little something, you know, how I wish I were better looking or younger or something. You know, then I said, wait a minute, Georgianne, you already had that time. You know, like what you got. Enjoy where you are. And if I compare myself to someone who seems happier, I begin questioning my own life. They always happy. They look so happy. They always doing. Let me tell you something. You don't know what's going on in these other people's houses. You don't know what people putting up with to look like they're happy either. Don't compare yourself. You can never win doing that. Comparison is a thief because it robs you of you. Do not compare. Somebody out there. See, when I get a message like this, I already know I'm talking to somebody. You know I'm talking to you. Now you know I'm talking to you. You know that I'm talking to you. But for the other people that you know somebody that compares themselves, compare to this, no, it's a thief. It's a thief. It steals joy. It steals your joy. Joy, 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 joy. It steals gratitude. Be grateful. Be grateful. I'm grateful for everyone. You hear me complain. You hear me complain about the teeth. You hear me complain about no hair. You hear me complain. Then I say, well, you know what though? There are other things that could be going on with me. I had a friend a long time ago. I don't know where he is now. But he used to say, Georgianne, it could be worse. I want y'all to say that to yourself. Nancy, Jeanette, Regina, John, Edward, Eddie, say it to yourself. It could be worse. Think about that. Anyway, it steals your peace because you're constantly looking over here and looking over here and looking over here and looking over here. You don't have time to be peaceful with yourself. You have time to say, ooh, girl. I tell you, and I look good today. I had on this dress, which I love this dress. I love this dress. I got it from Madam Butterfly TOO. That's Constance. Got me this. Madam Butterfly TOO. But anyway, and then I had an African top that I got from her. I was hot, but I was cute. But I was hot when I left home in it. And then where I was going was freezing cold in there, so I looked good. But I'm telling you, you just got to say, girl. That's what you got to say to yourself. It steals your peace. The truth is, we are often comparing our behind-the-scenes life with someone else's highlight reel. I need to say this again for that person and those persons on the other side of the screen. The truth is, we are often comparing our behind the scenes life with someone else's highlight reel. Because you send a representative on the highlight. On the Facebook, you got a representative. On Instagram, on TikTok. Everything is everything. Everything is everything. All the time is everything. Everything is wonderful. Everything. Baby, we know we have some days that it just ain't. I come on here some days and say, y'all don't know how hard it was for me to come up in here today. But that's just life. Life, what keeps lifing? We don't know what keeps them awake at night. You don't know what they sacrifice. The truth is, we are comparing our behind the scenes with people's highlight reel, but you don't know what they sacrifice. That grass look greener till you get over there and you find out they painted it. Okay? You don't know what tears behind that smile. Oh, I could tell you some stories of how I always smiling, and it was an awful situation. Then sometimes I tell you, sometimes here, when it's just bad. It was bad. It was bad today. My neuropathy today said, I am not going to tone down. I'm just going to hurt. And I don't care what you do about it. I'm talking about my neuropathy gave me hell. My feet were on fire. And I had to be in an event at noon. And from noon to 3:30, baby, I was on fire. But nobody knew it. I was sitting there. Oh my God, I was in pain. I told my son-in-law, oh baby, I'm in pain. And my daughter, I said, I was just in so much pain. But you know what? It takes stamina to be an adult. I've said that more than once. Y'all can quote me as a Georgianism. It takes stamina to be an adult. Anyway, life isn't a race. It's a journey. It's a journey. I made it to 83. That doesn't mean I'm going to make it to 84. Ain't nothing guaranteed. And that don't mean you're going to make it to 83. Now, we don't know when. You couldn't have told me at 40 that I'd make it to 80. I wasn't even thinking. Because I was just living life and life and life. And I looked up one day, I was 70. I was like, wait a minute now. I had a good time in my 70s, though. Ooh, baby. I just want you to know, don't feel bad if you turn at 70. Enjoy the journey. It's not a race. It's a journey. So you're in your 70s, then, move accordingly. But move. All right. Some people bloom at 20, others at 40. I didn't bloom to way down the line. Some discover their purpose after retirement. Do you know, I had no idea that I would be doing Who Lived Here, Where'd It Go? I especially the title. I tell you, but I look back on Vidac was what I did with Westinghouse back in 1973. I think I told you that. And I'm going to look for the paperwork that I still have. Don't ask. But I know what something is with Vidac on it. Anyway, how long I've been doing something, but I never connected the dots. That Delta Airlines was good for me in some ways, bad in other ways, just because I was the first black over there in that department. But good for me in other ways. It shaped me differently, and I look back on it. It wasn't a bad experience to have. It made this Georgian, I think, a different Georgian than what the other Georgian would have been, but not. It was a good one. I met some good people. I met some good people at Delta Airlines, and because of that, I think I'm a better person now. I really do. So, different places, different times, different things. Different instances or different situations on the journey, turns you into the person that you are now. And my job, I think, is to motivate you to get out the casket, as I always say, and enjoy life. And when things look like they look, because they look like that, because life, then I'll come along on that day that you need to hear just what I'm saying about comparison. I'm very sure that I hit people at the right time, at the right day, that they need to hear something. And I know that because my students used to tell me all the time when I taught at Clark Atlanta University up in 21 years as an adjunct up until 2025, all the way through 2025, then I know that timing is important. And I know that God gives me something to say. And he gives me the messages. And this message is for someone out here. Stop comparing yourself. Bloom when you're supposed to bloom. Some discover that purpose after retirement, like I said. Some find love in their 70s. I know you all say, Georgianne, you have lost your mind, but I'm telling you, one of the best people, I'm not going to say the very best, but one of the best people I ever met was when I was 74 years old. Memorable brother. There's no expiration date of becoming who you were meant to be. Ooh, there's no expiration date. See, you put an expiration date on yourself, but there is no expiration date. You just keep living, keep lifing, keep enjoying, and keep pursuing, keep finding who you are and finding out little nuggets. And you say, oh, I like that nugget. I think I'm going to work on that nugget a little more. And that's what I did. That's how it is. Who lived here, where to go. I've been working on it without knowing since 1973. And now we're in 2026. Who would have known something like that? Instead of asking, why don't I have what they have? Don't ever ask yourself, why don't I have what they have? That's setting yourself up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Forget what they have. Look at what you do have. Look at what you do have. You know, I ask myself, I know y'all get tired of hearing a couple of names on here, and so I just not going to say this person Wayne's name this time. But I ask myself sometimes, what will Wayne do? And so think about your friends and some of the things that they have that you like. I ask myself, what would Tammy do? Or what would somebody do? Just thinking about the talents that they have. What would that person do? What would Sean do? Or what would Cornell do? Or what would people do that you know? Different people doing different things. What would Dr. Monique Earl Lewis do? That I do follow her. You know, what would she do? I think about what would people do that I've been knowing a long time. What would Anita do? Now you want to know something. Ask what would Anita do. All right? Just think, look at the pluses of the people around you when you're in a dilemma. And then you pray to God, because I believe in that. And then you say, what would they do? And maybe call and ask them. Call and ask your friends what would they do with something. And then you can, depending on who it is, you might like it, don't like it, but think about that. Why you don't worry about what somebody else said. Try asking, what has my life taught me that I can now share? What has my life taught me that I can now share? Life has taught me a lot. That's why I share it. That's why I do a slice of life. Because each of us has a different assignment. That's why we got different fingerprints. Because we have a different assignment. I'm on an assignment. I didn't ask to be on this assignment, but I'm on it. Each of us has a different story, a different purpose, and a different timetable. So first, compare yourself only to the person you were yesterday. Now you can compare. I'm not going to do that anymore. Growth is the only competition that matters, that you grow from yesterday to today. Second, celebrate the other people's success. I got some friends, I love all the things they do. I talk about them all the time. And my daughter said, I talk about them too much sometimes. I just keep talking about them, but I could just talk about the artwork of Beverly Fontaine and just, Blinky, and then just people, Bridget. I love talking about my friends because they do so many different things that I like, you see? And so, third, be grateful for your own path. I'm grateful for this path. This the path he gave me. That's what I got. You know, and this is what I got. This is what I got. And I'm glad it, because I got my Spelman connections. I got Beverly over there at Spelman, Beverly Maddox. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know why you got people. You got people. I call my people's name. But you got people. Call your people and get them. Your people. My people can't be your people, because my people on purpose with me. I'm on purpose with them. You got to get the people on purpose with you. They there, baby. They right there. They are the people who have stopped. Anyway, stop measuring their lives against everyone else. I'm not stop. Don't measure your lives against anyone else. Step out of the comparison trap. Look in the mirror. Smile at the person looking back. That person has survived where no one else could survive like you did. 3 cancers. And that is enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough, baby. Woo! Sometimes I sit and think about how sick I was. Then I think about what good friends I had in my church, Big Bethel AME Church, and all my people at Big Bethel, and all my people that loved on me and to get me where I am now, my family that loved on me to get me where I am now. Think about the good thing. Stop comparing yourself to those people, because you don't know, you know what? They're probably looking at you saying the same thing. I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish. Well, I tell you what, you don't have to wish. Is that I love you. And you can't do anything about it. Ooh, chap, you have seen that jacket today, but it's hot. Hot. Love you.